Cabinet System of India. Features of Indian Cabinet will be discussed in this lecture. As we know that the cabinet system in India is working exactly on the same lines as it is practiced in UK, and the success of that very experiment in England is sought to achieve in India. So some of its features will be discussed in this lecture here. So number one, that is exclusion of the president. The President of Indian Republic does not attend any and preside over the meetings of the cabinet. Although all executive action is taken in the name of the President, yet the President cannot be held responsible for the wrong done by the ministers. Next, harmony between the executive and legislature. All the members of the cabinet are supposed to the members of the either house of the parliament. So the ministers play a double role as legislatures and administrators. On the one side, they attend the meetings of the legislatures and they take part in the discussions of the parliament, and on the other side, they held responsible portfolios as an administrative duty for their smooth functioning of the parliament of their for their country as well. So there is a close relationship between the executive and legislature, which is the hallmark of the parliamentary system, and it shows and it's a close harmony between the executive and legislature. Ministerial responsibility. The cabinet, Indian cabinet, has political responsibility towards the Lok Sabha and through it to the electorate. So it continues in the office as long as it enjoys the confidence of the majority of the members in the House. And the moment it loses the confidence, it quits the office. So the ministers are themselves legally responsible toward the court of law of the country for their actions in their official capacity, and not the president in whose name every action is taken. So there are several methods by which Parliament ensures ministerial responsibilities, like the members of the Parliament can put questions and supplementary questions and orders. So the questions asked maybe the trivial to the from rightly start from maybe about the trivial matter to the national importance. If anyone finds criticism, so he may quit and resign the office. Next one is dissolution of the Lok Sabha. The Prime Minister of India, by convention, uh, possesses the right to request the President to dissolve the Assembly or Parliament. So it has almost become a practice that the President must accede to such a request of the Prime Minister. Uh, as a case of in 1970 of Indira Gandhi's dissolution of Lok Sabha. So this power of dissolution of the Lok Sabha can be used by the Prime Minister to curb the recalcitrant House on to cool down the vigorous opposition against the government. Next is collective responsibility. Collective or joint responsibility, the Indian Constitution clearly provides for collective responsibility of the Council of Ministers toward the Lok Sabha. Whereas in Britain parliamentary democracy, the idea of collective and joint responsibility implies that the entire Council of Ministers works as a team. So, in the case of non-confidence is passed against a single minister by the majority of the House, the ministry resigns. So, this is a collective responsibility. Political solidarity. It signifies that all the ministers belong to the same political party and have identical views, and ministry must act as a team. So the ministers may have differences, but among themselves, but the decision is taken as a whole. And then, like in the cabinet meeting, although they have dissenting opinions, but they cannot express them in the in the public or in the media. So a departure from this principle was made in the first cabinet in the Indian Republic, and it was a cabinet of a composite character. majority of the ministers belong to the Congress party, and primarily, and then it gave birth to this political solidarity. Next one is secrecy of the cabinet decisions. It has been discussed previously in the upper slide, upper bullet, that political solidarity resembles with the secrecy of the cabinet decision, that the meetings of the cabinet take place frequently, and from day-to-day process, administrative problems and national policies are discussed. So they are supposed to keep the complete secrecy of the meetings and decisions taken by the majority vote. They are not binding on both the if someone is dissenting opinions or said dissenting ministers. So the dissenting ministers are not supposed to express their differences in the public, and if he want to do so, so he himself had to resign. Next is the leadership of the prime minister. No doubt, prime minister is the head, is the leader of the house, and it is he who selects the ministers and distributes portfolios among them. So he presides over the meeting of the cabinet and conducts its proceedings. So he enjoys. But he is unlike American president, who is the boss of the team. He is not boss. He is equal among those. So prime minister is recognized as a head and pivotal position in the Indian cabinet. Uh, so, in a nutshell, we can say that Indian cabinet, has a strong position in the Indian constitution, wherein the party has strong position, and prime minister, who has been the leader of the house, has been the captain of the ship, and he presides the meeting, and all the decisions taken in confidence. So the leadership of the prime minister is, as he is constitutionally recognized as the leader of the cabinet, so he holds a very important and significant position on the one side. So we will discuss the powers and functions of the prime minister in the next lecture. Here, the cabinet is one of the important institution in the Indian constitution. Hope you will find this. Thank you.